Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing, and today delighted to get on the channel James the Hitman Hawley. He's currently 12-0 with one knockout. His next fight is at York Hall, Bethnal Green on the 11th of October against Frankie Davey, who's 8-0. And it's for the Commonwealth Silver Super Middleweight title and an English title eliminator. How are you doing today, James?
I'm doing brilliant, thank you, Sam. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you. And yeah, my first question for you is, before we get into your upcoming fight, just briefly tell us how you got into boxing.
I got into boxing at quite a young age. I think I was about. I've always been around boxing since I was about 8 or 9, but I started taking it serious about 12, 13. I was getting in trouble on the streets, mixing with the wrong people, and then my mum took me down to the boxing gym, and from there I never looked back.
Yeah, 100%. And you've been, in your pro journey, it's been, what's the word? Sort of stop start with your injuries that you've had. I believe it was you've had some hand injuries.
Yeah, so I had a few injuries along the way. Um, I had a lot of stop-start in my career, to be honest with you, full of false promises, people messing me around. The boxing game, for those that don't know, is not as straightforward as people think. There's a lot behind the scenes, but I've weathered the storm, jumped over the hurdles, and we're here now finally after 8 years of being pro.
Yeah, 100%. And you've picked up a couple good wins on the way. Josh Adwali being one of them. I know there was a bit of a back and forth with
Yeah.
that one when that happened, but that was a. Would you say that's your biggest win so far?
Yeah, I believe so. I think Joshua Wells. I think Joshua Wells is a very good opponent. I'm very surprised that he stopped boxing after the fight. But yeah, definitely my uh, biggest name I fought so far. But like I say, I've not been given the opportunity to add any other names to the record yet. So I've got Davey to deal with next, and then yeah, we'll push on from here. Frankie's probably my toughest test to date. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and of course, last time out we saw you a couple. It was June 13th, so 2 months today. It was the
How
fight.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, with Pavel Garange. That was at light heavyweight where you I believe it was your first fight with Sam Mullins. Was that fight, about trying to adapt to what Sam's been teaching you in the gym, and yeah,
Um,
about that fight.
that fight was more to get the ball rolling, get me back on track with the boxing. Because obviously I had a little gap between the fight before that. So it was just a fight to just keep the cobwebs off, tick over a little bit whilst I waited for an opportunity to come my way.
Yeah, and it was good performance from yourself. I mean, the first few rounds, you kept it long, but and then when you got in your rhythm, I think it was maybe in the third where you started to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't really get out of first gear, enjoyed myself, and I thought I had him hurt at one point, so I did jump on him. But yeah, no, he was a tough man, and it was a good fight.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, that was at light heavyweight. That one was it about just finding the right opponent for that sort of show?
We weren't really too fussed about the opponent. The weight wise was I was coming back being quite heavy. Like now I'm already light heavyweight limit now, like as we speak, and I've still got 8 weeks to my fight. So I was well overweight before. That was why my last few fights have been a light heavy. Only because without being disrespectful, but I didn't have anybody dangerous in front of me, so I sort of was eating what I wanted to eat in camp, just ticking over and doing my thing. But now I've got a big fight. I'm not overlooking Frankie Davey. Eating well, training well, and my weight's good. So super middleweight won't be a problem.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, yeah, you mentioned that you're fighting Frankie Davey, another unbeaten fighter as well. How did this fight sort of come about?
Um, I don't know actually. I got the I got the call about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, sweet, let's go. Um, yeah, there was no really build up to the fight, it's just sort of, do you want to fight Frankie Davey? I said, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and it's for the Commonwealth silver title as well. It's both of your first 10 rounders as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you make of Frankie as an opponent? Has he been on your radar for a little bit or not really?
No, not at all. Do you know what? I've got massive respect for Frankie Davey for taking this fight. Because let's be real, Frankie could have gone on to Misfits. He's got a big social media following. Went on Love Island. He could have had it easy. He could have gone on Misfits. He could have probably been the best on Misfits. So fair play to him for taking the fight with me. I respect him for that. He's obviously got a big set of coconuts. But yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful towards him because I don't want to scare him off, but it's an easy win for me, and I'm excited. Listen, there's no walkover, but if I know how good I am and I believe how far I will go, um, Frankie Davey is just a stepping stone for me.
Yeah, and of course your last couple fights, you haven't really, as you said, you haven't really got out of first gear. Is this about this sort of fight where you can go through the gears, and this is a perfect sort of fight for you to show that?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, Sam. I never really feel the need to get out of first gear. I mean, unless I'm really pushed, and then I have to dig deep, and then I will do so. But for me, it's just about winning. And if I can win staying in first gear, enjoying myself, I'm not bothered about going through the gears and getting people out of there. I'll just enjoy myself and get the win any means necessary.
Yeah, 100%. And as you said, the camps. But as have you started training camp?
Yeah, started training camp. We started officially Monday. But I'm already fit. I'm already fit and strong, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Do you believe this? Because of course you've been calling for these big fights for quite a while now. It's finally here. You've landed your first title fight.
Yep. So one second, the car's just coming past me in the alleyway. One second. So what was that, Sam?
Well, I said, do you feel like this is the right time for you to be having this fight? And of course, you've been wanting a big title fight for quite a while, but now it's finally happening.
Million percent. I'm a massive believer in God. And God's timing is perfect. I believe if I would have took the step up and had a title fight last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, everybody in boxing knows me as the party boy, the boy that likes to go out to enjoy himself, don't really take it too seriously. And the only thing I had, my only thing I had was natural talent. I never trained hard, I never pushed myself. Um, so maybe it was a blessing in disguise that the opportunity didn't come sooner because I may not have been ready. But now I've matured. I'm training hard. I put the party life to the side, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, and of course, I'm gonna just mention it briefly, but you were out in how was the whole Riyadh experience when you went over there when Willie fought Craig Richards? Did you get a little bit of a feel to how it's a sort of place where you want to be in a
A
few
million,
years' time?
a million percent. I had some good chats over there with Frank and Eddie. Um, and yeah, this fight here is just a stepping stone to get me to that place. Like I say, I wouldn't be in boxing if I didn't believe I'd go all the way. Boxing for me is a dog sport. Um, the only reason I'm in it is because I know I'm good. Um, See you later. The only reason I'm in it is because I know how good I am. Um, and this is probably the wrong message that you'll want to hear from a professional boxer, but I wouldn't advise anybody to get into boxing because boxing is full of dogs. But yeah, I believe that I'll be a world champion, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's why I've overcome all the hurdles that have been in my way, and haven't hung the gloves up yet. I'm gonna do what I set out to do at the start of my career, and once that's accomplished, I can move on with my life and move on to the next venture.
And do you feel like this is one step closer of you becoming a world champ?
Oh, million percent, million percent. I have this fight, um, and then then I'm ready for whoever. There was talks about it being hard to find opportunities at super middleweight. Asking me to go up to light heavyweight, which isn't going to happen because I'm not a light heavyweight. I'm a super middleweight. So if there is nobody in Britain after this that wants to fight at super middleweight, listen, I'll take on anybody that wants it. Like I say, I'm not overlooking Frankie Davey, one fight at a time. But after this fight, fast track me as quick as you want.
Did you ever think of about going through the southern area sort of route? Because sometimes you see fighters fight for their first title be in the southern area. Did you ever think of going down that route or?
I did when I first turned pro, but the more experience I gained from the boxing world, the more mature I become, I realised what's the point in having these hard 50-50 fights for southern areas, Englishes, and so on? Because otherwise, what happens is by the time you get to world level, you've already blown your gasket. You're already put the miles on the clock. And you've seen it with so many good fighters who have gone the traditional route. And when they get to world level, they've got nothing left. So for me, if I can bypass all that, jump straight into a Commonwealth silver and push on, it makes more sense to me. Um, at the end of the day, the reason I'm in boxing is to be a world champion and to make money. I couldn't care less about the smaller titles. Don't get me wrong, it'd be lovely to have, as well as this belt, which will be coming my way on October the 11th. But this is this will be my first ever title, so it will mean something for sure. But this is just a stepping stone for where I want to be.
Yeah. Do you put any pressure on? Do you put more pressure on yourself knowing that it's a title fight going into this one than your last fights?
Do you know what, Sam? I put a lot of pressure on myself every fight, because I'm not sure if you've seen how I speak in other interviews and whatnot. People call it flash, people call it arrogant. I'm not flash and arrogant. I just believe in myself. And I tell everybody how good I am because I believe that's how good I am. And I like to put the pressure on myself so I know when I go out on that night, I have to perform because I've got everybody having the expectations of me being something special. So I thrive from the pressure and I like it. And that is why I talk how I talk and say what I say. Do you know what I mean? I like putting the pressure on myself.
Yeah, and of course on social media we've seen a few of your, watching other fights saying they're not at the level of yourself as well.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, there's a handful of people in Britain at super middleweight who are any good. That is the truth. The rest of them are uh, what can I? The rest of them just want to say that they're professional boxers. They want to have a few followers on Instagram. They want to tell people, "Oh yeah, I'm a pro boxer," but the truth is they're not going anywhere, and they should hang their gloves up, leave the titles for me, and no, thank you, and yeah, just leave the fighting to the big boys.
Do you not see the do you not see the super middleweight division domestically very good then?
No, not at all. Look at the light heavyweight division. Look at how many great fighters there are in Britain at light heavy, and then look at super middleweight. Who is there? There's Callum Simpson.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know anybody else. I don't know anybody else.
I
I
was
think
gonna say Mark Jeffers, but he's
they've
gone
just gone
up
up
to
to light
fight
heavy.
Willie, yeah.
Yeah, Zach Chelly's gone up to light heavy.
Mm.
Um, so
I think
there's not.
Heffron's retired, hasn't he?
Everyone's retired and finished, in my opinion. It was probably the best thing for him to do. Um, there isn't really anybody at super middleweight. It's wide open. Do you know what I mean? It's wide open. I've got no reason
What
not
do
to
you
take
make
over.
of the English title fight between Mark Dickinson and Troy Williamson? Of course, that's a couple
Yeah,
weeks before yours. What do you make of that?
sorry, I apologise. Mark Dickinson is a great fighter. I expect him to blast Troy out the water. I'll be real. I believe this is a bold statement. I was having this conversation with my dad the other day. I believe that Mark Dickinson hasn't been given the credit he deserves. I believe Mark Dickinson is arguably should be classed as one of the best super middleweights, not only in Britain but in the world. I believe he's better than the likes of Hamza Sheeraz and people like that. Um, so yeah, I really rate Mark Dickinson. I think he's a great fighter. He beat me in the amateurs in a close decision in the Haringey final, and not right now. I'm gonna let him build himself up, because obviously when I do beat him, I won't get the credit I deserve. So I'm gonna let him climb the tree, get to where he needs to be, and that is a rematch I do want in the future.
Yeah, and of course, of your fight with Frankie, it's not only for the Commonwealth silver as we mentioned. It is a an English eliminator, so you would be in line to fight in the winner of that fight between Troy and Mark.
Yeah, so Mark obviously already won the English. He's defending the English, and I would imagine um, he would probably move on to the British or a bigger title after this, or I could see him vacating the title. If not, if that fight does get sanctioned, let's go ahead. But I can see Mark Dickinson pushing on now after this fight.
And do you believe Dickinson will stop Troy or?
Um, Troy's a tough man. Troy's a tough man. I don't know if he stops him, but if he stops him, if he don't stop him, I mean, it will be a very one-sided fight, I think.
And yeah, do you believe that you'll do a number on Frankie Davey and show that your levels above him?
Oh, a million percent. Like I say, no disrespect. But from where I believe I am, I should beat Frankie Davey hopping on one leg with one hand tied behind my back. And if I don't do exactly that, um, if I don't make a statement, I've got to look at myself and see where I am in my own career. Do you know what I mean? If I can't beat Frankie Davey in good fashion, am I in the right sport? Do you know what I mean? That's what I've got to ask myself. If I believe I'm going to be a world champion, if I can't beat him in good fashion, we'll have to see what happens from there.
Can we expect a stoppage from yourself on fight night, or the usual
Do you know
saying,
what?
if it comes, it's a bonus?
The thing is, when I was young and I first turned pro, I said, I'm gonna knock this person out. I'm gonna knock that person out. I've got one knockout. Do you know what I mean? If the knockout comes, it comes. But I'm gonna stick to what I know, stick to what I'm good at. To hit and not get hit. That is the art of boxing.
hmm And yeah, have you got of course, tell the people you know, the ticket pricing of your fight, because the big part of boxing is about selling the tickets as well. Let people know the ticket prices and how they can contact you for tickets.
Yeah, no, the tickets have been flying out. To be honest, they've been very good, good support, and I appreciate the support from everybody. They're £60 for standard tickets, 75 balcony, and £100 for ringside. You can message me on Instagram on James Hawley 1999 if you're interested in coming. And listen, if you want to have a picture with a belt after the fight, make sure you buy the tickets off the right man.
And yeah, um have you got a message to Frankie Davey for fight night?
Um, no, I haven't got a message for Frankie Davey. All I want to say is I got massive respect for him for taking the fight and having a big set of coconuts to take the fight. Like I said, he could have gone on misfits, he could have took the easy route, but he wanted the hard fights, and I respect that. So fair play to him. And I hope in 8 weeks' time he does step in the ring with me, and we get it on.
And before I let you go, James, I'll let you shout out anyone you like.
Just want to say a massive thank you to ACB, a big sponsor of mine. Albie, been working with me now for nearly a year. And new sponsor I just got yesterday, Johnny McCann, Dennis McCann's brother, jumped on board for this fight as well. So yeah, I got a good backing behind me. I'm down training with Sam Mullins and Obed, down at the Churchill's boxing gym. And that's it. That's the only people I need to shout out, to be honest with you. And on October the 11th, and the new.
And from me, James, I hope to be there for the fight. And yeah, good luck with the fight.
Yep. Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate the interview. And make sure you come and see me after the fight and we'll have a picture with a belt.
Yeah, 100% James. Good luck,
All right.
mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.